Everyone, welcome back to a new Taekook FF Best Friend to Lover. I hope you will love it. It's another Valentine's Day. Everyone in their friends' circle was invited to the party. Although Taehyung was totally not into this party stuff, but he is willing to go today because it's his secret crush will be there. Not only crush but also his best friend Hyuk, whom he likes since their freshman year. Now they were in second year of their university, but he didn't have the courage to confess his feelings, so he is wishing to get a chance today so he could confess. Time passed quickly from morning to evening. Everyone was in Hyuk's penthouse as the party will be held here. Taehyung, Jimin, Jinhyung, Yoongi and Min were there standing together at the corner of the party place when suddenly, "Where is Jungkook?" Yoongi screamed. Yoongi and Jimin was also Taehyung and Hyuk's classmate and Taehyung's close friend other than Hyuk. And Min wasn't that close to Taehyung, Jimin and Yoongi. He was just a classmate. But he was close to Hyuk. "Where is he?" Jinhyung Yoongi asked. Yoongi Oppa, where is my crush? Honey, the other classmate of theirs, came and whined. There is nothing new for girls to have crush on Jungkook. They always have feeling for his charms and handsomeness. There was nothing wrong about this. He is good looking and admirable, but with this cold behavior, no one ever dared to approach him. But Honey was a bubbly girl. "Oh, don't be a crybaby, he will be arriving soon," Jimin retorted. Taehyung's eyes lingered where Hyuk was greeting his guest. Wow, they are angel Wow, they're angel games, Honey excitedly said, and all of them looked at the entrance only to find Jungkook was walking in ripped jeans paired with a black t-shirt, sleeves folded to his elbow and his hand were in scene. That look made him more hot. He looks very hot than an angel, though, Honey whispered to Taehyung, who was also staring at him. "Wait not too long, although he is my crush, but I still ship you too, Honey said to Taehyung. Huh? Taehyung asked in confusion. "Oh, don't pretend to be clueless. You two look great together. I bet you two would be envious couple for the whole university," Honey said excitedly and rubbed her palm. "Oh no, please don't start. He is a senior and my mentor, whom I admire and respect. Nothing more than that," Taehyung retorted. Jin waved his hand to Jungkook and his other friends to come to their side. Namjoon, Hobi, Jin and Jungkook, these were their closest friends from their high school. After the guests came, the party started. All were having fun, except Taehyung, because he literally wanted to run away from this party vibe, but he wouldn't. He was looking for a chance to talk to Hyuk privately when he saw Hyuk dragged Min to the dance floor and started dancing. His hands were on her waist and her one hand on his neck and other one was fisted over the chest. Taehyung felt a pang in his heart to watch them that much close, but he decided to ignore it. They are friends, right? He thought, but he couldn't help but to stare at them. But before he had a chance to have another thought, Jungkook showed up. "Hey, why are you standing here alone? It's a Valentine Day party. It's not for standing alone and looking sad," Jungkook suddenly appeared. "It's nothing, Hyung. I just don't really like all this party vibe, that's all," Thang replied. "Okay, come with me then." "Where, Hyung? Just come." and Jungkook led them to the balcony for some fresh air. As they both stepped out. They both inhaled the fresh air. It was refreshing yet a little cold. So, why were you looking so sad there? Jungkook asked. It's nothing, Young. I just saw Hyuk with men and I don't know. Taehyung didn't know what to feel after seeing them that close. Thanks, POB. If I had to choose a close friend aside from Hyuk, then it's only Jungkook Hyun, despite being a mentor. Jungkook was also my friend, the close one. I told him I felt what I felt about Hyuk, and Jungkook Hyung suggested me to take a small step, not to rush things, but now seeing Hyuk with someone that close that I wanted to be made me feel something else. So I continued to tell Jungkook Hyung what I saw. When I finished, then I turned. My back rested against the railing as I tried to find a glance of Hugh alone. But to my surprise, he was nowhere to be found. I felt a little upset, so I excused him and went to find the toilet so at least I could calm myself down. I stepped on the stairs and tried to find the toilet. I wasn't sure where it was actually. So, as I was wandering to the corridor, I heard some noise from the last room of that corridor. I wasn't sure what I heard, so I shrugged it off. But again, I heard a voice. It's a female voice. Nobody could hear it because of the loud music, unless you were close enough to the door. Curious got the best of me. What if someone was in any problem? And with that thought, I knocked on the door. When nobody answered, I turned the doorknob and opened the door. And I regretted why I opened the door. Why didn't I just ignore it and went to find the bathroom? Just why? If he was stunned when he saw Hook with me, then by now, if we say he was shocked, then it would be, and what he was seeing was more heartbreaking than seeing them dance together. The lights were dim in the room, but he could clearly see that Hugh and Min were both on bed trying to rip their clothes, each other's clothes, and so on. He just couldn't help it anymore, and tears started to roll down from his cheeks. They could feel a tight lump in his throat. Oh, I'm really sorry, he said after gaining his consciousness, and turned, locked the door behind him, and headed to the stairs so he could get out of this place, and went to his room and cried his eyes out. After coming down from the stairs, he started running outside. After he reached the main door, he called a cab. Immediately, he instructed the driver to his place as he gave him the address, and then next thing he knew, he was already in his bedroom. Even when he was in cab, he couldn't help his tears, and now he is all alone. No one to watch him cry. So he did the obvious and cried himself until he drifted off to sleep. Next morning, he woke up with red puffy eyes. He didn't have the strength to go to uni, but he also didn't want to miss today's important lecture just because his crush over his friend didn't work out. It was really hard for him because it's his first time to like someone, but yet couldn't do anything over faith. He tried to show himself as normal as possible. After he freshened up, he decided he noticed some message from Jungkook, and seeing Jungkook worried for him gave him some confidence to go on. Then he tucked his phone in his pocket, went down and took his cycle to go to uni. After he parked his cycle, he received a message from Hyuk. He looked at the message and froze in his place. After a few seconds, they managed to give a reply. After talking to Hyuk, he was on verge of crying, but somehow he held it in. He has to at least until he met Jungkook, because only Jungkook knew about Hyuk being Taehyung's crush, so he could show his real feelings in front of only one person, Jungkook. It took 4 hours to finish his classes. After that, he messaged Jungkook that he would be at the back of their campus. The back of campus, it's their favorite place. That place was quite peaceful, surrounded with various trees, and air was refreshing. It took 10 minutes to get there. Jungkook was in his library when the younger messaged him doing his project and all. When Jungkook got the message from the younger, Jungkook pushed his project and went to the usual place. They always studied there and the place was quiet, no interruption. When he got close to Taehyung, he saw the younger was sitting with his head lowered, gazing at his foot. Hey Taehyung, sorry I'm a little late. Jungkook tried to lighten up the younger's mood as they were about to talk about a heavy matter. Taehyung cleared his throat and looked up with a small smile, which didn't reach his eyes at all, and said, "It's okay." There, Jungkook saw a mix of emotion in Taehyung's eyes: pain, betrayal, anger. Jungkook didn't know what happened, but he could guess now. As Jungkook saw the younger's face, Jungkook sat down beside Taehyung on the bench. "Are you okay?" he asked, concerned, reflecting on his voice. Jungkook knew the reason for Taehyung to cry, because it's always the same, that freaking Hyuk. Jungkook didn't like to see Taehyung this much vulnerable, and he would never. He always tried to ease the sadness or pain Taehyung was feeling, and always tried to give him useful advice, and that's what he's going to do. To do his best to calm down his boy and give him some advice to ease his sadness. Give him a tight hug so that all the broken parts of his heart would become one until there is no crack were left, to give the younger the support that he needs, to give him the love he deserves. But now was not right time. Jungkook would wait for the right time. "I don't know what to feel anymore," Taehyung replied in his low voice. Jungkook raised his head, then placed it on the younger's chin and lifted up the latter's face. There he saw the unshed tears threatening to fall down. He frowned at the vulnerable side of the younger. Earlier he already had a gut feeling that the matter was related to Hyuk, but now he was sure that he hated. It's always the man Taehyung loves, but was the one and only reason for his tears. He wiped the tears that rolled down and said, "Tell me what happened." And with that being said, Taehyung told him what he saw and the night before, and also about the message that from Hyuk he received this morning. "I don't know what to do anymore, Hyung. What do you think? What to think anymore? It's like everything is crashing down," he said in a small tone, almost on verge of crying. On the other side, Jungkook was comforting him and gave him time to compose himself to talk to him. After hearing, Jungkook also didn't know how to react, because anyone with good eyesight could see that Taehyung likes Hyuk, But how could he didn't see it? Well, it's still a mystery, but he could care less about hyuk because now the main priority was Taehyung. Jungkook, what should I do now? Should I try to confess to him and try to convince him, or should I try to forget him? But he didn't like me like I do, so how could I even confess to him? If I do, it will be like I'm trying to snatch him from Mindona, and I don't wanna be like that. Even if I confess it, it will be like forcing him to love me, right? Because there is no love from his side to begin with. At this point, things started to rumbling, but Jungkook could clearly hear him. Look, Jungkook started lifting Taehyung's chin with his hand so that they could face him. I want you to calm down, okay? Everything will be okay. And about what you should do, let your heart decide it. If you want to confess him, then do it without any hesitation. Or if you want to move on from him, then do it without any with confidence. Whatever you decide, I will always be by your side to support you, okay? Don't ever forget it. Jungkook said, and he hugged him. By now, Taehyung was a sobbing mess, not only because of his situation but also what Jungkook said. His heart was also unsure, but now he knows that there is a person who would always support him no matter what, and that's enough to give him strength to think about what his heart wants. They talked some more, and then Jungkook invited Taehyung to have dinner with him, then drop him to his dorm. Taehyung was so exhausted to stay up, so when he reaches his bedroom, he took a quick bath and settled in some comfortable t-shirt and shorts. After a week, it was a daily routine. Now, wake up, went to uni, took maternity class from Jungkook. Sometime, if he wouldn't have anything much to do, he would went to dinner with Jungkook. Then Jungkook would drop him to his dorm, then sleep. Then repeated. Life was going good. Taehyung was trying to come with terms that his best friend, his crush, who only saw him as a friend, nothing more than that. But still, he was holding onto a tiny thread of hope. Maybe, just maybe, one day Hyuk will love him back, and that he wanna be with him. But soon that thread got cut. All these days, Taehyung was trying to avoid Hyuk at any cost. But today, luck wasn't on his side, as Hyuk and Taehyung were studying in different majors, so they only got compulsory class together. But when everything was going according to plan, there had to be something wrong. Thanks, baby. I was about to enter my second class today when I bumped onto someone. I looked up and found it none other than my so-called best friend Hyuk. Hey, I was looking for you. We haven't seen each other for more than a week. Where have you been, Taehyung? Hyuk asked. He went to my class to find me. I was busy with study and assignments, I answered. I have something to tell you, Hyuk exclaimed excitedly. What it is, Hyuk? Hurry up, please. My class is about to start, I said. We were standing on the balcony in front of my class. The thing is, you know, that I proposed to Min already and I was trying to date and all, but she still didn't answer me that time. But yesterday she agreed, Hyuk said excitedly. Agreed? Agreed about what? I asked in confusion. To be my girlfriend, dude. Now I have a girlfriend. Hyuk almost started to jump, but I was stunned. The little thin thread of hope that I was holding was cut by his this sudden news. I didn't know how to respond, how I react. I was shocked, heartbroken, feeling lost. Hey Taehyung, are you listening to me? Hyuk asked, waving his hand in front of my face as he saw me spacing out. Yeah, congratulations, Hyuk. I'm happy for you. I managed to say as I patted Hyuk's shoulder. I have to go to my class. Talk to you later. I said and left that place. I didn't go to my classroom after I was out of Hyuk's sight. I went to my room, locked myself up, and cried until my eyes were swollen and pulp. I didn't attend any classes after my first class and even Jungkook's monitoring class. Jungkook's POV. I have been waiting for Taehyung for almost 20 minutes now. He never took this much time to come to his mentoring class. Why was he taking so much time today? After more than 10 minutes passed, I got restless. He was never late in my tutoring class before. Something must have happened, so I decided to call him. Ring. He didn't pick up. Ring. After 4 rings, he picked up. Hello. I can't clearly hear his voice. Seems like he just woke up from his sleep. Where are you, Taehyung? I'm waiting here. Where were you sleeping? I asked. I'm sorry, Hyung. I forgot to inform you that I'm not coming today. I'm not feeling well, so I took a day off. Taehyung answered. You aren't feeling well and you are telling me this now. I almost shouted. It's fine, Hyung. I just had a little fever. I will take pills and it will be okay, Taehyung said. Did you ever eat something to take pills? I asked. I know him very well. He is good at study, but when it comes to his health and our meals, he is lazy pump. That's why I often took him with me dinner. You just lie down there and wait for me. I'm coming with some foods. So don't move an inch, Taehyung, I dare you, I said. It's fine, Hyung, you don't have to. I know what he is gonna say, so I'll cut him off. But I want to come, so wait, okay? Okay, Hyung, he replied like a goodbye. I ended the call and went to our canteen to buy some soup for him. After 20 minutes, I reached his room. I knocked, but he didn't respond. I knocked again, a bit loud this time, and I heard a faint groan. When he opened the door, I took a look at his face. I knew right away something happened. Author's POV. Jungkook took a bowl and a small towel to wipe Taehyung's sweat, then proceeded to feed him the soup he brought and then give him meats. After he finished putting an empty food container on the sink, he went to bed and sat there, pressing his back on the headboard of the bed. He caressed Taehyung's head, then his thumb reached to Taehyung's eyes. He caressed Taehyung's eyes. He didn't fail to notice the eye bags. He knew something was bothering Taehyung and he knew what it was. He just wanted Taehyung to be in a better condition to talk about the heavy matter. He wanted to confront Taehyung so as not to scare him away. He had to be patient with him and he knew it too well. He didn't think that much about it and lay down beside the letter. He adjusted the comforter and brought it to Taehyung's neck so they wouldn't feel cold and placed his hand under Taehyung's in securing way. Soon after he fell asleep, Taehyung woke up in middle of night. He didn't know how many hours he slept. He opened his eyes and first thing he saw was Jungkook's face. sleeping beautifully, peacefully, looking beautiful and handsome at the same time. A small smile spread on his lips. He was about to sit up when he felt something heavy around him. He looked down to see what it was, and to his surprise, it's Jungkook's hand that was around him securely, like Jungkook was protecting him from everything. They couldn't help but feeling of security whenever he was with Jungkook. He smiled. That was the first smile of that day. They got up and went to bathroom, slept, splashing some water on his face. He stared at his reflection on the mirror. Eyes were pulpy, plump. He was tired of this whole thing being repeated. He was in his thoughts when he heard a knock on the door. Taehyung, are you there? It was Jungkook. Yeah, I will be out a minute. They replied. He turned the tap off, wiped his face and left the bathroom. They saw Jungkook was sitting on the edge of the bed. I'm fine, Jungkook. You can go back to your room now, Taehyung said as he sat down next to Jungkook. Are you a doctor? Jungkook asked, raising his eyebrow at Taehyung. Taehyung didn't say anything. He just rolled his eyes and pouted. He heard from his girls' classmate gossip that Jungkook was stubborn, but it's his first time to witness it, so they didn't argue further. He sat there quietly. So what happened? Jungkook was the first one to break the silence game. Taehyung didn't say anything. He just shook his head as in nothing. Jungkook lifted his chin so Taehyung could face him. You know, you can tell me anything, right? Jungkook asked. At this question, Taehyung just nodded. He took his time to calm his nerves and open up to Jungkook. He told Jungkook everything that happened when he met Hyuk, and tears started running down his cheeks. Just how many times will he have to hurt Taehyung like this? Jungkook thought. Jungkook knew he needed to be patient with Taehyung, but he can't. Not anymore. Not after watching him this much vulnerable for an unworthy person like Hyuk. Taehyung couldn't hold back his tears. They brought his knees to his chest and held them there with both hands and brushed his face onto his hands. He knew he could be as vulnerable as he wanted in front of Jungkook, but the rejection even before he could confess was too much. Jungkook couldn't find what to do. He was losing his sick there, watching Taehyung crying, his eyes out. Jungkook scooted closer to Taehyung and crashed his head, while before lifting his face, he saw Taehyung's face through his blurry vision. He didn't know when his eyes got teary. He held Taehyung's face in his palm and wiped his tears from his already red-tinted cheeks, and Taehyung closed his eyes and leaned onto warm touch. His eyes were red and purple again. Will you please stop crying? He is not worth it, Taehyung. Stop hurting yourself for a trash like him. Jungkook leaned closer and put his forehead on Taehyung's and continued. It's hurting me to see you like this. For a person like him, a playboy who flirts with everyone and doesn't even have a slightest hint of your feelings. Stop hurting yourself for a piece of sick like him. I'm begging you. It pains me. Jungkook burst out in one go as his tears also started to roll down his cheeks. As Taehyung heard this sentence, he stared at his face, saw Jungkook crying for him. That sight made his heart ache. He kept and brought his hand to Jungkook's face and wiped his tears. Then he took a deep breath to calm himself down. I told you everything, Hyung. Now I feel light. A small assuring smile spread on Taehyung's lips. I promise I will not cry over this anymore. I will be try and move on from him. I will try to be happy with all the things that I already have. I will focus on me from now on. I will not dwell on those feelings anymore which can't be reciprocated. Taehyung said as he caressed Jungkook's face. On the other side, Jungkook nodded as he heard what Taehyung said. He caressed Taehyung's soft cheeks as well as he said, "Good, I will always be right there with you in every step you will take towards your happiness. You will always have me beside you. You will always find me right beside you whenever you need someone to talk about anything and everything." Taehyung gave him a warm smile. He knew he will always have his Jungkook by his side as pulled his left hand from Jungkook's face and placed it on Jungkook's right hand on his cheek and nuzzled onto it more, earning a glance from Jungkook after they both calmed down from their emotional state. Taehyung was a little hungry. Jungkook also didn't eat his dinner, so they both went to a small street restaurant for a light dinner. They both were lucky to find the restaurant open as it's still midnight. If it's past midnight, they both have to go to bed with empty stomachs. They both had their dinner while chatting as they were walking downstairs their room after their dinner. Taehyung couldn't help but ask Hyung. Jungkook looked at him. Earlier you said it's hurt you to see me crying. What do you mean by that? Taehyung asked, freezing with his fingers. It's not like Taehyung entirely didn't know what that was supposed to mean, but he could be wrong. Jungkook knew sooner or later he had to tell him all of these things that he was suppressed for 3 years, but now was not the right time. It is not the right time, Taehyung. I don't want to force anything on you. I want you to focus on you first. Jungkook said. Taehyung looked at him with parting lips because he's not gonna get his answers, not yet. Jungkook glanced at that. Don't worry, I will definitely tell you when the right time will come, okay? He said as he pinched the youngest nose, making Taehyung smile as he nodded. They reached their room. They both wished each other good night and went to their respective rooms. As the next day was Saturday, they both could be able to get much needed rest with the thought of a new day coming, with both drifting off to sleep. Taehyung decided to move on, to stop dwelling on the past. He knew Hyuk never looked at him like he wanted, so he decided not to trace their friendship, or at least the remaining friendship they have, but he is not yet ready to face him, so Taehyung was trying to remain his distance from avoiding Hyuk for the sake of his heart. Last time when he remembered Hyuk being his crush, and only thing he got from that one-sided likeness was immense hurt. He was staring at his reflection in the mirror for some minutes, and then he closed his eyes and said, I'm tired of this whole thing being repeated. It's always Hyuk who would hurt me, and it's always me who would cry. What did I get from this whole crush thing? I only get hurt. I need to erase all these feelings. Hyuk isn't worth it. I have to stop hurting myself over him and find the actual reason for my happiness, not a temporary one. That day, Tae promised to himself that he wouldn't allow himself to hurt over Hyuk anymore. It's been over 1 month now. He was doing good with his daily routine. Waking up in the morning, then going to university, then his interesting tutorial session with Jungkook Hyung, and after that spending some time with their whole friend circle. And every day being with Jungkook would have caused him a lot of teasing from Jimin and Yoongi and Honey. Honey being a Jungkook Taehyung shipper, she would tease him at any chance she get, as she is doing it now. They were at the university canteen. It's their lunchtime. The four were sitting on their usual table eating. Then suddenly Taehyung got a message. I'm sorry Taehyung, I wouldn't be able to take your tutorial sessions. I have to pick up my Nancy from her friend's house. I will make it up to you, Jungkook. And Honey being nosy, she leaned in and took a peek of the text. She got her golden chance to tease Taehyung. We are also here, you know. Stop texting your lover, Honey said in an odd tone. Jimin and Yoongi shook his head at their noisy friend, and he almost dropped his phone on the floor when he heard that L word. What the heck, Honey? Who said he is my lover? He just texted me that he will not attend our tutorial session because of some family issues. Really? And wish mentor text their juniors for not attending the session. At least my mentor never did. He just laziest mentor anyone could ever have, she said, and huffed in anger as she was trying to say something more. The canteen bell rang, and it's the end of their lunch. Taehyung still had his one last class, so he bade his goodbye and went to his class. Tae was about to enter his classroom when someone blocked his way. He looked up and saw the last person he wanted to see. Hey Taehyung, where have you been? You didn't even call or text me for last a month, you know. It was Hyuk. Taehyung was just staring at his face with his eyebrows raised in a questioning way. He sighed and said, I was busy, and also I didn't want to spoil the time you spent with your girlfriend. Taehyung emphasized at the girlfriend word. What were you busy with? I don't think I owe you any explanation, do I? Now, if you will excuse me, I have a class to attend. And with that, Taehyung walked into his classroom. He was not in a mood. It was Hyuk who was busy with his girlfriend, not Taehyung. After 55 minutes of his boring class, his classes finally finished. He went to his room, took a bath, then took a much needed nap. After he woke up in the evening, he did his homework and projects like a good boy, and he was, and before he could be halfway through his projects, it's already dinner time. He was too hungry to think about the project now because its due date was next week, so he got up from his reading table and changed into a casual t-shirt and jogger and went to eat. He was wandering around while thinking where he could find something spicy when a small restaurant caught his eyes. The signboard of the restaurant has a big chili on it and has some cute dim fairy lights, and he knew he could get something spicy from there, so he went in and ordered for his food from the counter, took the receipt for number 49 After 10 minutes, the guy from the counter called the number on his receipt and told Taehyung to take the tray of food. He turned around and bumped his head with something hard. They groaned in pain. It was a good thing that he didn't let go of the tray because of the pain. Taehyung held it tightly or the food would be wasted. But the hyuk looked he trailed off when he looked up at the person who bumped into him. To be continued. Everyone, how is this story? This is not going to be too long. Maybe 3 or 4 episodes, and that's it. I hope you will love it, and whatever you feel about the story, tell me in the comment section. See you again with another episode of this story. Till then, take care of yourself. Bye bye.